Welcome back to the Healthy Commute. I'm Dr. Dan with Dr. Pascal. Today we're going to do a combo of podcast and video just to kind of give you as much useful information as possible. And today we want to talk about, people are at home self-isolating, but are you also self-adjusting, which is something that we're, hearing quite a bit of right now.
And we hear about this a lot, even during regular times. It's one of the most common questions that we get in practice. When people are starting to find out about chiropractic and spinal problems, they tell us, hey doc, I have the need to sort of pop my spine. Sometimes I hear even 10, 20 times a day, a lot. And so people want to know, is it okay for me to do that? And am I doing myself a service by creating what's called those cavitations or those pops in my back multiple times a day?
Right. So what's exactly happening? Why does it, obviously people are doing it because it feels good.
Yes.
So what is actually happening when someone is, kind of wrenching themselves for that, quote unquote adjustment?
Well, the pop that you hear, sometimes people think it's bones crunching together, bones shearing, so on and so forth. But really it's as simple as nitrogen gas being released from a joint. So when you take a joint that's under a lot of pressure, so joints that are not in good positions, build up pressure. That pressure creates tension, creates pain, and that doesn't feel good. And so when we move, or when we get a pop in the joint, that releases gas, and that gas feels good because it releases endorphins to the brain. So it gives us this temporary feeling of relief, and your brain is happy because it got the endorphins from that pop.
You're feeling looser, better, and it's almost kind of like an kind of feeling. So we get it when you're telling us that you need that kind of feeling. So whether you have your kids are walking on your back or you're on a chair and wrenching yourself, we understand. But the key problem with that is, like, let's say if you can imagine a joint with a few different segments, the one that's stuck or not moving well, when you're doing that to yourself, that's not the one that's actually moving. It's the one above or below that you're having those cavitations or the endorphins released. So actually what's happening is the bone that's stuck is getting even more stuck, and the ones above and below are now being hypermobile. So they're not even able to kind of maintain proper structure. So in the long term, it creates a bigger and a bigger and a bigger issue.
Yeah, and what's going to happen there is the ones above and below the ones that are stuck, as they get hypermobile, they're actually going to break down faster. They're going to become arthritic, degenerated, and long term, they're going to cause you as much, if not more, problems than the ones that are stuck right now. And the reason we know this is because we can look at research in surgery. So when they fuse a spine, we'll say at the levels of C5 and C6, when they follow up with those patients long term, they find that the levels of C4, C5, and then C6, C7, so the levels above and below it, because they have to move more, with time they degenerate faster, they have more arthritis, they have more problems, more pain, they become problematic because of the fact that they have to compensate for that surgically fused joint that cannot move.
Right.
So in essence, the same thing is happening on a smaller scale here. You have joints in your spine that are out of position. Okay, we call that a subluxation, so meaning they're not dislocated, but they're out of position, they're not functioning properly, they're not moving properly, and that's causing you tension, pain, problems. And when someone's trying to self-adjust, you can't get to those stuck segments because you can't get the proper force in that specific area to make those joints move. So you move the ones above and below, it feels good, your brain tells you it's the right thing, and then so naturally you can see how people repeat that pattern over and over.
And sometimes patients ask us, like, okay, well, do you adjust yourself, right? And the answer to that is, no, we can't. Because I can't specifically understand or feel which bones are stuck or not moving well. That's why, we're lucky enough that we can adjust each other on a weekly basis to make sure we're, functioning and healing as best as we can. But that's also why when we're checking, especially a new spine that comes into the office, we need to do a proper exam, x-rays if necessary, posture, so that we can understand which bones are stuck and not moving well and only adjust those ones. We don't want to just make noise on every joint in your body. We want to only move the ones that are stuck or not moving well, so that as a whole, everything could heal and function better.
Absolutely. So right now you might be thinking, well, that's great, doc. I would love to come in for that, but it's, there's a pandemic going on and things are more or less shut down, and so I can't come and see you. Well, if the pain is very significant, then people can come in and see us. But if it's mild pain right now, then the best thing that you can do is go back and watch some of the videos on our Facebook page, our YouTube page, because we've created some how to do, like do-it-yourself videos for neck pain, back pain, headaches, and all these types of issues that you might be suffering from at home right now, and things that you could sort of do right now to alleviate the pain in terms of gentle stretching and gentle exercises. And having said that, if you hear some pop, so someone's gently stretching in a position or doing an exercise and there's a little pop, that's okay,
Yeah.
right? That's different than someone forcefully shearing their spine into one direction or the other, trying to force a pop because that pop feels good. So having said that, you can go back, watch those videos, try and do some of the things at home that you can do to temporarily help reduce the pain. And once this is all said and done and this is over, by all means, get it checked out by a chiropractor, by a professional who knows what they're doing to assess those problems in your spine.
Yeah, and the other key thing, especially probably more people are working from home and not having their regular proper kind of setup. So like we talked about in other videos as well, probably a routine is probably the best thing that you can do to enable to take as much stress and pressure off your spine. So every 30 minutes, have a timer on your phone, go off, stand up, do some stretches and exercises for 30 seconds, and then get back to work. So that routine will really help you. So if you have any other questions, you could email us at info@lindenwoodschiropractic.com or give us a call 204-474-1159 or leave a comment below. Have a great rest of your day.